I just want to give you a little update / insight into the behind the scenes of planting Covenant Family Church. Right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, and so you're right there with me. You get it. You've likely experienced this in some very personal ways in your own life. And with us, with planting a church, we've had to do a series of pivots and changing different things in order to continue fulfilling the calling that God has put on our lives. And so with that, we've had to learn a ton of new stuff. We've had to go digital a lot more. I'm actually okay with that / excited about that, because I believe that it provides different opportunities to reach different people and more people, and people that probably wouldn't have stepped foot into a church. But if I can be honest, that's not necessarily my gift set. I didn't go to school for recording tech or video or production or any of that. And I just want to say parenthetically, we're not trying to create Tyler Perry Studios or Disney Pixar or a Broadway presentation or nothing like that, but we do want to be able to provide quality ministry digitally if that's what God is calling us to do and who he's calling us to be in this season. And so Ashley has a ton of experience with that, so she's been using some of her gifts in that. She was a journalism major at the University of North Texas, so she knows how to use all of this different technology that I've never really touched. She knows how to operate a camera, Final Cut Pro, all of that stuff that you technology people already probably know about. We have an amazing team by the grace of God. We have brothers and sisters working on the technology end, so I'm grateful for them, because that's not my strong suit, my area, or my expertise, and it's not good for me to try to learn too much of that, because I need to be focused on the Bible and preaching and shepherding and leading the church. So it's cool to learn a little bit and dabble a little bit, but I don't need to dabble too much, because there's some people who are great at what they do, and I'm thankful for them for what they're doing and how they're serving the mission of this church. But like I said, I'm actually excited about it, cool with it, because as I look back at the book of Acts, we see that the church then was spirit-led. They weren't formula-driven. They weren't strategy-driven. They weren't in a box, if you will, but the spirit was moving, and they had to move how the spirit was moving. And as you look through church history, there are certain methods that people were using 2,000 years ago that we're not using now, and methods that people used 1,000 years ago that we're not using now, 500 years ago, maybe even 50 years ago, maybe even 10. We're having to constantly adapt and be spirit-led and not necessarily get too comfortable with our boxes. And so if I can be honest, this whole thing kind of exploded some of my paradigm and some of my boxes in the month of March. And in the month of April, I was like, what the heck is going on? What are we going to do? But yeah, I'm thankful for the God of the universe, for the Lord being God and him still moving us forward and using something different and doing something different. I think that's something that we have to remain open to. We have to continue to be agile and flexible and let God do what he does, because he is doing something bigger than us and beyond us. And it can be exciting if you allow yourself to just follow him in what he's doing. And so I've said it already. We're not trying to produce a feature film presentation, but we don't want to be a distraction or a burden. So that's why we are trying to learn some new stuff and do some new stuff. And so this is just a little behind the scenes of planting a church right now in this season. And so I look forward to sharing a little more. But the lesson that we are learning at Covenant Family Church is to be agile. We have to be agile. We can't be rigid. We have to be fluid. We got to let the spirit move how the spirit is moving, and we can't control that. And we want you to be safe. And so thank y'all, and looking forward to sharing some more.